The Chicago Bears will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 9 of the NFL season. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, hit that big red subscribe button down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And guys, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. Okay, all right. It is Week 9. Week 9 of the NFL season already. We're what? Halfway there, I guess, because now there's 17 games in the season. And the Bears bye week is coming up. This is the last game for the Bears before their bye week. And they are playing on primetime football, Monday Night Football, that is, against the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. All right, so this is going to be definitely an interesting matchup, if not a fun one, because I don't know if it'll be fun because it's got a very low total, two very good defensive teams, so it might be a bit of a defensive battle, not a lot of points probably going to be scored in this one. But let's talk about it, folks. Let's get into this matchup. All right, so let me start by saying this. My streak is still alive. It is still alive through 8 weeks now. Yes, we're in Week 9, so through 8 weeks now, I have correctly predicted every single Bears game. And that means I have told you before the game in my preview video whether or not they would win or lose, and whatever I have predicted has happened. Again, I don't tell you guys this to brag about it. No siree. I tell you this just to let you guys know that you're listening to me for a reason, hopefully, and I'm providing some insight that's helping you become a better sports fan with your analysis, whatever it is, making your picks, you know, if you're betting on the game, whatever the case may be. Hopefully, my analysis is helping you out. And so far, again, I've been pretty spot on with that. So let's see if we continue here. Again, I don't like picking the Bears to lose, but when I do, that's the only time I like to be wrong because I'm always going to root for the Bears. So with that being said, the Steelers and the Bears face off in Week 9, Monday Night Football. Steelers are 4-3. The Bears are 3-5 right now. It's a 6.5-point spread in favor of the Steelers, which makes sense. They have the better record. They're at home. 6.5 is a little bit more than I would have thought because the Steelers have not looked very good, but that is what the number is. And we'll start with some injury items to see if, you know, there's notable players that are going to be out. So from the Bears side of things, Khalil Mack is still questionable at the time I'm recording the video. We don't know if he's going to play or not. He's got a foot issue. Damian Williams is questionable, right? He's got a knee issue, and he was out with COVID the past couple of weeks. And Khalil Herbert's been running really well. So Damian Williams' presence has not really been needed because of how well Khalil Herbert's been playing. But anyways, just giving you guys that heads up. And then David Montgomery, we know he could have been back from IR from his injury, but I think the Bears are just going to hold him out through the bye week. Why not? I mean, you got another week till the bye week. Let him get fully healthy, rest up, and then coming out of the bye week, I expect to see Monty back, okay? And then on the offensive line, Jermaine Ofidi, I think he's out with COVID, or I think he's questionable. We don't know if he's going to play yet. Steelers side of things, Chris Boswell, their kicker. Did you see that last week? They ran like a fake kick, and he got absolutely lit up. He has a concussion. So the Steelers in the rest of that game had to go without a kicker. And, you know, Chris Boswell is probably not going to play, so they'll probably have to sign a kicker this week. Eric Ebron is questionable with a hamstring injury. He was out last week. They had their rookie tight end, Pat Freiermuth, who is fairly impressive play. And Juju Smith-Schuster still on IR. He's going to be on IR for the rest of the season. He's out with a shoulder injury. So there you have it in terms of the injury concerns. Khalil Mack obviously is a big issue for the Bears. If he does not play, that's going to hurt our pass rush a lot. But the rest of the guys, I'm not too worried about, right? All right, let's talk about the matchup itself. All right, look, the Steelers, I told you, haven't been very impressive, right? Neither have the Bears. So these are both teams that have underperformed, especially offensively. The Steelers' offense has been awful, just like the Bears' is. Not as awful, but Big Ben is washed. Big Ben is officially washed. The Steelers, if they had a better option, they would have benched Ben Roethlisberger by now. He has been that bad. The Steelers are not winning because of him. They're winning in spite of him, right? So that's first and foremost. When we take a look at the Bears, right, coming off that loss against the 49ers, I told you in my recap video, I was still encouraged because the offense looked like it was, you know, progressing a little bit, took a step forward. But that was with Matt Nagy out. Matt Nagy might be back this week. He was out with COVID last week, so he he could be back this week. I'm expecting him to be back. So that is subtraction by addition here with adding Matt Nagy. It's going to make the offense worse. So last week, even though we lost to the 49ers, right, you had Justin Fields have his sort of breakout game. Will it continue against the Steelers? I'm skeptical. Steelers have a very good defense. When we take a look at their numbers, 11th ranked overall, 13th against the pass, 12th against the rush. They're pretty much solid, on both sides. So you don't really have a funnel here. You guys know I always talk about funnels where you can attack. So you don't really have that. And when we take a look at, the Steelers on the offensive side and how the Bears defense could attack them, their whole offensive line isn't very good. So that's an area maybe where you can go ahead and get pressure on Big Ben Roethlisberger. So let me start with that, actually. Let's start with the defensive side. And I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? The Bears need to get pressure on Big Ben because the O-line for the Steelers is awful. The Bears pass rush has been alive this year with Khalil Mack again. He needs to play, and Robert Quinn, who's been playing stellar. And they need to get Big Ben on the ground because Big Ben cannot move. He's old. He's washed up. And so you really are just trying to hope that you get pressure on him and he throws the ball away a couple of times, right? Because the Bears might not have to win this game with their offense putting up points like they would have to do for certain teams. The Steelers' offense isn't very good. Yeah, they still have Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson. But like I said, it starts and ends with Big Ben Roethlisberger, who's not very good at all. So you get pressure on him, number one. That's my biggest key. Get pressure on Big Ben, put him on his back, and get through this porous offensive line. Offensive side, like I said, we don't have a weakness here with both the run defense for the Steelers and their pass defense being pretty well. Obviously, they have T.J. Watt, their stud defensive player. So how I would attack the Steelers, I would probably try to attack them in the short passing game. Try and run with Khalil Herbert absolutely like you have been trying every single week. I mean, Khalil Herbert ran against the Bucs defense for 100 yards, and nobody runs against the Bucs defense. So try with Khalil Herbert. I don't mind. But again, I would use the short passing game. I would try to use that. Clearly, we see that this offense, challenging them down the field, it's becoming increasingly difficult because of how porous the offensive line is, right? Justin Fields just never has enough time. Yeah, or he gets the ball snapped and he gets hit. So short, quick passes, again, try the run game. Try what works here, right? Again, there's not a clear funnel here where you can attack the team one way or the other. So I would try to see what works. Again, Matt Nagy's going to be back. I know he's not calling the offense. It's still Bill Lazor, but just having Matt Nagy around, it just feels like it permeates the rest of the team. And the offense just suffers somehow, right? And so overall, I'm not feeling great about the Bears' chances here, especially on the road. Monday Night Football, a very, very tough Steelers defense. Look, the offense might not be good, but their defense is still elite to me. And so to me, for the Bears, you have to overcome being on the road against a good defense. Your offense has to obviously put up some points, and your defense has to stop Big Ben, which isn't a hard task, but you still are going up against a formidable opponent. So overall, to me, folks, low-scoring game here. That's what I see just because of the two offenses. And I see a fairly closer game than Vegas says. They're saying a 6.5-point spread. I think Justin Fields with his legs can make some things happen. I want to see more of what I saw last week, right? Play action, bootlegs, zone reads. I want to see all of that. 49ers defense was tough last week. Justin Fields should be able to do some stuff against the Steelers defense with his legs. So I need to see that. And he should be able to do some stuff on play action. So overall, I think the Bears have a shot in this game, but I'm not confident enough still in their offense to pick the Bears to win. I do have the Bears losing this one, and I think they lose this game 17-13. So I've got the Steelers winning this game 17-13. Yes, a very disgustingly low-scoring game because I don't have any faith in both offenses, and that's what I got here. Steelers narrowly eke this out. The Bears will cover that 6.5-point spread, but they will still lose and head into the bye week 3-6. Look, folks, I don't pick based off of just being a Bears fan. I pick based off of what I see out there, the objectivity. So it has nothing to do with me obviously not wanting to root for the Bears. It's just how I see it, how I'm going to call it. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.